it pains me on levels that most physicians don't even know about to say anything bad about anything Looney Tunes. It feels like I'm eating salted Crisco. My heart can't handle it. Thing is, though, what I have to realize and what I have to accept is that great cartoons don't always get great video games. Not even Bugs Bunny.
Hey, Rabbit, you're terrible at this. I was in Mega Man 3.
Hey, Mega Man 3!
Luigi, he as bad as you at this. Oh, Mario.
It's Crazy Castle 3 for the Game Boy Color.
Oh, no.
Now, I know it's gonna sound like I'm playing favorites here, but I should tell you, Crazy Castle 3 isn't a bad game, far from it. It's a boring game, it's kind of a derivative game, but it's not a bad game, and I'm not splitting hairs here. See, hairs, because wabbits. Point is, there's nothing that stands out here as either a problem or a flaw, aside from the game's lack of fun. And unfortunately for video games, especially video games based on cartoons, fun is kind of a vital ingredient, you guys. This should be more fun than it is. Hey, what do licensed video games in the 1970s have in common? They both suck the fun out of cartoons. Hey, take that, you period of time. And don't laugh, 1980s. You're even worse. So look, here's the deal. This is gonna sound way cooler than it actually is, but this game is kind of like BurgerTime, but with Looney Tunes characters. Kind of. Like, every level is a room, and there's lots of ladders that you have to climb to the different platforms. And there's doors, and in those doors, there are keys, and your objective is to find all those keys, which then unlocks the last door, which you can then go through and move on to the next level. Meanwhile, you have to avoid other Looney Tunes characters because they literally kill you. Which is weird, because Daffy could take, like, multiple shotgun blasts to the face and then bounce right back for the next gag. He's an iron-butted warrior. But in this game, a cork gun just, that drops him dead. Weirder still, there are multiple Daffys. What is this, Duck Amuck? Weirder still, Tweety is a villain who also kills you. Who designed this? Battle Putty Cat. So obviously there are some continuity issues here in terms of the characters, but to the game's credit, at least there's a lot of them. Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, Elmer Fudd, the ones that make less sense as bad guys, like Tweety, Foghorn Leghorn. But the cool thing is there's also a couple more obscure characters, like the gangster character, Rocky, and even the little ghost from the Ghost Wanted short. And for Looney Tunes fans, those are some really cool additions. It's nice fan service. Even if the characters don't behave like the characters should, let's not nitpick here. Even if they basically all do the same thing. They just walk around, and you have to avoid them. And I mentioned BurgerTime because the enemies do tend to follow you sometimes and trap you. It does feel, at times, kind of like BurgerTime. And that's actually interesting, because there's some potential there for a really fun game. Like, other than this one, because this one's never that much fun. It sort of just does the same thing over and over, with very little variation, except for, again, they've changed the characters or the backgrounds. But functionally, everything's the same. I guess one nice thing is that this is one of those black Game Boy cartridges, you know the ones? So even though it's in color, you can also play it in black and white on your original Game Boy too. So there's some flexibility there that's always nice with these cartridges. And speaking of the sprites, they're decent enough. You know, the characters generally look like the characters, even if, again, they don't behave like the characters. And I guess that's the disappointing thing. For a game with so many characters, it doesn't have much character. You know, the environments are kind of generic looking. Everyone has mostly the same behavior. And the gameplay too, it doesn't really evolve as you progress. So it's a bummer. I mean, like I said, is the game bad? No, not at all. But is it memorable? Is it something you should go out of your way to play? Sadly, no. It's just kind of there. Decent enough for Looney Tunes fans to check out, but also boring enough that it might actually disappoint Looney Tunes fans. But still, I have to send a huge thanks to our pal Corey from Nashville, Tennessee, for sending this to the show. It's Crazy Castle 3! Have you guys seen the new Wabbit shorts? They're really fun. Watch those instead of playing this.